Hello everyone, my name's Jim and welcome back to My Music Obsession, a place for music obsessives, and we are up to the 6th Oasis studio album, Don't Believe the Truth, released on the 30th of May 2005. So I've been working my way through the Oasis catalogue. If you haven't seen my other reviews, go back and check them out. We are at the 6th Oasis album. So up to this point, Heathen Chemistry was the last album and it was kind of seen as somewhat of a return to form. There were a few very good songs on there, but it wasn't looked at as kind of a perfect return to form. Don't Believe the Truth really got looked at as that. It seems to be many people's favourite Oasis album besides the iconic first two. For me, I've got a real soft spot for Standing on the Shoulders of Giants. I said it in the review. I love the album. I just love that style they went for on that album. I love Go Let It Out. It's one of my favourite Oasis songs, favourite songs of all time. This one, though, you can see there was such an effort here to really re-establish themselves. Heathen Chemistry kind of started it. You had fantastic singles like Hindu Times and Little by Little, but this just felt like such a complete project, and all the new members of Oasis were kind of working together. On this album, we had Zach Starkey come into the drums, as our long-term drummer Alan White left the band. Now, Zach Starkey was never actually identified as an official Oasis member, but he recorded on this album and he obviously toured with them, and he's a fantastic drummer. And all the other members of the band, Jem Archer, the lead guitarist, along with Noel, and Andy Bell, the bassist, they were all doing writing duties, guys. Everyone was chipping into this record, and it really does come out a really vibrant, colourful, classical rock album, and it's full of creativity and it's full of soul and heart, and I really, really love the album. It's not my favourite Oasis album, but it's quite up there. This is a really, really quality record. Of course, Noel Gallagher, whilst he was making this, came out and said this was his favourite album since the first two, which he done for every single album they made after the first two. But hey, it's Noel. We got to take with a pinch of salt anything he says, because 1 minute an album's his favourite, the next minute an album's the worst, the next minute the album's the best, the next minute it should have never made it. That's just how Noel Gallagher works. Love you, Noel. But it is a unanimously praised album, and there is a good reason for that. So let's start going through the tracks. Let's start off with Turn Up the Sun. What a wonderful opener this is. Now, this is written by guitarist Andy Bell. No one else, just Andy Bell. Andy Bell on his own. And he makes this fantastic, kind of vibrant, colourful, wonderful, upbeat Oasis track, that really does scream Oasis all the way through. What I like about these members coming into the band is they really understood what Oasis were about. And one thing I want to mention is Zach Starkey's stomping drums, which start on this opening track, just do, 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 and it just lasts all the way through the album. Most of the album have these drums are just do, 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 just a constant, deliberate pace to so many of the tracks. And Turn Up the Sun really has that pace to it, just a deliberate, moving forward pace. Kind of feels like a marching band, and just a fantastic Liam just belting out, come on, turn up the sun, turn it up for everyone. You could just see people just bouncing up and down. It's a real Oasis anthem, and it's an interesting song because it's not structured like the rock anthems we know about Oasis. It's kind of more of a kind of country kind of, and a lot of this album has this kind of grounded, earthy sort of vibe, if that makes sense. It feels very grassroots, like it's almost like this album sounds like it was made in the American sort of outskirts and fields. It just has this really kind of spacey feel to it, if that makes sense. Just feels like it should be played in fields, this album. I just feel a real kind of sense of environment and life on this. If that doesn't make sense, I don't know, it's just how I feel about it. Mucky Fingers is the next track, and Oasis again kind of subvert expectations like they did on Heathen Chemistry. First track was Hindu Times, and then they came out with, what was that song? Force of Nature. See, it's so forgettable, I forgot the name of the song. And it was kind of just wasn't rock, it was kind of a mid-tempo song after a really jumpy rock number. This is the same, it's again mid-tempo, and it's again them trying to subvert expectations. It's not another massive rocker. But I immediately thought Rolling Stones on this when I first heard it. And I always think Rolling Stones on it. I feel like a Mick Jagger type vibe. And definitely the straight, deliberate, the drums and the guitar. It is a real kind of downtrodden, gritty song. And it just feels like a kind of working class anthem. Just gets me feeling of the Rolling Stones, and it's a fun song. It's definitely better than Force of Nature. Lila is the third track, which is the lead song of this record. Stunning, fantastic, awesome. If any song released after the first two albums stands up to classic Oasis, it's Lila. It's an absolutely fantastic song. You know, that acoustic opening just is so simple. Dun, 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 just, it's so simple, but it reaches iconic levels. Again, it just, to me, it feels like it should be played in fields, in spaciousness, with grass all around. I just get that. I get a lot of grass from this album, guys. I get a lot of grass. Maybe I was getting high to it. It's one of Liam's best performances ever on track. You know, just delivery's just joyous. And again, those thumping, punchy drums. Just 2 thumbs up for this song. And it feels very festival-like. And I finally understood what I meant by grass, guys. I wasn't mental after all. This feels like a festival album. Every track just feels like it should be played at festivals. Haha, I knew what I meant. Next up is the track Love Like a Bomb, which is written by Liam Gallagher and Andy Bell. So they came together for this one. And it's a lovely little number with some great tambourine in the background, nice little instruments going on behind this kind of soothing, just very free-flowing guitar melody. And I like it. It's just got this kind of nice, magical vibe to the track. And it's a nice little love song. And Liam Gallagher once again showing how charming he can be. Next up is The Importance of Being Idle. Masterpiece. Noel is back at his master plan best in this. Again, it's just a track about, I guess, the days before Oasis. It's a real kind of celebration of laziness. Everyone put your hand up if you're lazy. This song represents you. Thank you, Noel. Thanks for standing up for us lazy, good-for-nothing people. It's definitely an eccentric sounding song. I think the guitar melody is very intriguing. Just a very deliberate, hard acoustic melody. And just Noel Gallagher going places with a voice that he'd never been before.
I sold my soul for the second time, 'cause the land, it don't pay me. I begged my landlord for some more time. He said, son, the bills are waiting. My best friend called me the other night. He said, man, are you crazy? My girlfriend told me to get alive. She said, boy, you lazy. But I don't mind, as long as there's a bed beneath the stars that shine. I'll be fine if you give me a minute. A man's got a limit. I can't get a laugh if my heart's not in it.
You know, just out of nowhere going really high at times. And just wonderful lyrics to this. It's just a real celebration of laziness, basically. And, you know, this for me reminds me of the master plan. Just Noel Gallagher sitting there and writing a very honest, very down-to-earth song. But, you know, giving this added edge of interesting instruments and interesting melodies that he'd never used before. It's Importance of Being Idle is incredible. The next track is Meaning the Soul, which is written by Liam on his own. And, yeah, Liam Gallagher's songwriting at this point was just getting to the point of Noel's. He was coming up behind Noel, ready to push him out of the way, in my opinion, because The Meaning of Soul is just fantastic. You know, just a really kind of aggressive little acoustic melody of Liam Gallagher showing that bravado, showing that essence of what made him great, and just really going for it. But it doesn't have to be a crazy with electric guitars and drums and this and that. It's just got those hard drums, but just an acoustic, kind of a down-to-earth, gritty vibe. And he's showing that he can do it. You know, he's got the Go Let It Out, so he's got the rock and roll styles, but here he's just an acoustic guitar and he's still on a chorus able to just light your heart on fire. Fantastic song, Meaning of Soul. It could very well be the most underrated Oasis song of all time because it's just wonderfully written, and Liam Gallagher shows that he was, and he still is, one of the greatest rock stars on earth. Guess God Thinks I'm Able is another Liam track. It's wonderfully written. It's Liam Gallagher sitting there strumming away, singing about love. But it's no songbird, but it is just a nice little breezy love song, basically. And some interesting lyrics to it, you know, little thought-provoking lines here and there. And it's just a stripped-back acoustic love song with lots of passion to it, lots of believability, lots of charm. A very nice little song. Again, Liam Gallagher showing his charm. And it's a nice romantic track, but also one that makes you think about love and the questions you may ask about a relationship when you can possibly question it, but still be focused on it working out. It's just a nice little track. Noel Gallagher kind of gives us a snapshot of what his solo career would go on to be with Part of the Queue. I like the song, I think it's interesting, but I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's as good as people say. I think Noel's vocal performance is a little bit lackluster on it, because it doesn't really make me feel as much as Noel sometimes does. And I feel like he was kind of just focusing on experimenting so much on this that he didn't really deliver. I like obviously the drums on it are great, and I like the kind of carnival-esque sound to it, and I like the message of the song, but it just didn't really come together for me. I find the song a bit boring, and a lot of the people love it. Keep the Dream Alive, written by bassist Andy Bell. And Andy Bell, where were you hiding, mate? Because this is an absolutely staggering song. This is fantastic Oasis. It really is. It captures everything we love about Oasis. It's a rock song, but it makes you really think. It's full of this joyous essence. It's full of nostalgia, melancholy, positivity, and just a joyous kind of release of energy. That's what this track is, and it's very dreamy, and it's some wonderful little guitar licks on this, and wonderful drums, as we know, and Liam Gallagher really kind of taking you off into your thoughts with the chorus. I think it's a song about not giving up, keeping your dreams alive, and keeping your positivity alive, and keeping your soul alive. There's so much soul to this track, there's so much longing, there's so much heart, there's so much passion, and there's so much thought put into the lyrics. And again, it's one of those dreamlike Oasis songs that's really kind of reaches transcendental levels, and I love it. Andy Bell, he knew the band he was writing for. He knew how to make Liam Gallagher shine, because Liam Gallagher really does. It's one of the best Oasis songs in many, many years when it came out at this point. It's a wonderful, wonderful track that really kind of shows how much Oasis can lift your spirits and make you think, as well as being a fantastic rock and roll band. Bell Will Ring is written by Jem Archer, and again, these guys came into the band and just wrote pure classic Oasis songs with great messages and really meaningful, and really stood up to the past of Oasis. These guys knew what they were doing. They were at home in the band with their songwriting style, and A Bell Will Ring for me really resonates. I think it's a really positive song. The lyrics, the sun will shine on you again, a bell will ring inside your head, and all will be brand new. I absolutely adore that. As someone who struggles with mental illness, I feel like that's about coming out of the storm, that whenever you're deep in it, the sun will shine on you again, a bell will ring, and all will be brand new. It will pass. And it's just the vibe to this track, the pace to it, the feeling of it, it's just positivity personified. And it's just a fantastic release of frustration, I think, this song. If you're ever feeling down, listen to it, because it tells you you will be okay. And it's just, again, the feelings of summer, the carnival, the kind of festival vibe this song resonates. I absolutely adore it. And, you know, the anthems on this, the rock anthems, they were different to previous Oasis. There's just something about this album that just does something about it, where the band just came together and they just went into another direction with the rock songs. They're still writing rock songs, but these rock songs are just different. They liberate you in a different way. They make you feel things in a different way, while still being true. Oasis are kind of branching out with these tracks, and the band are coming together to kind of create a new kind of Oasis, I guess. These guys understood the band they were in, but they were kind of all creating together a new Oasis, one that was true to the old one, but one which was moving forward also with different melodies, different sounds, different instruments, different vibes, different messages. And I'm in love with a lot of songs on this album, and A Bell Will Ring is one. So the final track on the album is the epic closer, Let There Be Love. Noel Gallagher, you might as well just sit there and just admit it. You want to be Paul McCartney, mate. Liam Gallagher wants to be John Lennon. This is just Beatles personified. I feel like the last time they attempted this was All Around the World on Be Here Now. They attempted a kind of Beatles-esque anthem. And I really like both the tracks. I really like All Around the World. I really do. I think that's such a positive chorus. And Let There Be Love is, Noel was kind of trying to take you through an emotional ringer on this track. And I feel like Liam Gallagher sings it fantastically well. And he really pulls at your heartstrings. And they're really trying to write the ultimate Oasis ballad with this, the ultimate Oasis serious epic closer. The song is soft and beautiful, it's heartfelt and kind, it kind of has a hippie vibe, it's all about peace and love. And again, when Oasis are writing about peace and love, they are at their best.
Yeah, that song was, it took me 8 years to write that song. Not like, fucking 1,001 days consecutively writing. I'd started there's the middle bit, it's not a middle 8, it's more of a middle 12 or whatever it is. And then one day, for some unknown reason, I just was playing it on the guitar and it came to me, the middle bit, and I played it to the boys and everyone was into it, and it was great. It's a good tune. It's long, but it's good though. There's a chord in there that Paul Weller showed me once. I don't know what it's called, but it's I seen him play it one night when he was that tune of his, Hung Up, some fucking weird jazz chord, and I was like, what's that? Show me that chord. And it took me another 8 years to write a song around it, but I love the tune. Yeah,
it stays grounded even though it's an epic. It could be going, one of the problems with All Around the World is it does go a bit over the top and extravagant, which is probably the problem with that entire album that it's on as a whole. It kind of goes a bit over the top. This one stays and it doesn't get above its station. It's just a relaxing song, and it's just a great message, Let There Be Love, and it just moves along in such a nice, melancholy, smooth way. And I absolutely love the song. It's a wonderful way to close an album. So don't believe the truth, guys. It really was a wonderful return to form. Now, I do like Heathen Chemistry. Little by Little I think is classic. Hindu Times is classic. But this had more of a consistency running through it. And, every track on this, other than Part of the Queue, I think was brilliant, basically. Classic rock vibe to it. It's not a Britpop album like the first two, where it's just in your face, bang, 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 rock. It's, but it is a classic rock album, and I feel like there is a real deliberate pace to a lot of the tracks, and the anthemic style is there, but there's also a lot more under the surface. These aren't just straight up pop rock songs. There's so much lying underneath with these lyrics. They're really heartfelt lyrics. The songs are really meaningful. The songs experiment. The songs aren't just about catchy choruses. They're about making you think, making you feel. So obviously we had Dig Out Your Soul after this, which is the final Oasis album. Boo-hoo, I know. Final Oasis album. I'm going to be looking at it next. But don't believe the truth, just 2 thumbs up, 5 stars. It really is a fantastic Oasis album. Full of gems, full of thought being put into it. There was no laziness on this album. It really was just an album that was meticulously put together by every member of the band. It felt like a band, felt unified. Felt like Oasis were going to last for many years moving forward. Unfortunately, they didn't, thanks to damn Liam Gallagher. It's all your fault, Liam. Because Noel didn't do anything. Noel was entirely innocent in the situation, wasn't he? Yeah. You're both dickheads. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think of Don't Believe the Truth in the comments down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? What's your favourite track? Let me know. And please consider subscribing if you're new here. If you're obsessed with music, we can discuss music. We can discuss this album. And we can discuss Oasis and rock music in general. So thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back with my review for Dig Out Your Soul very soon. And I will see you guys next time.